Heavy rain, a ton of lightning, and life-threatening flash flooding ongoing. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here with you at Meteo Mundo on this Friday. Hope you've been having a great day. Coming up, we've got to talk about this feature in the Northern Caribbean and the very heavy rain, the flash flooding it continues to bring to portions of our area. We're going to track this for you throughout the rest of this Friday, how it's going to play out over the weekend as well. The very first thing I want to do, though, is I want to introduce you to a new product here at Meteo Mundo, and you already see it live on your screen, and that is live lightning data. Here at Meteo Mundo, we're now actually able to show you live lightning strikes. This is going to be a big benefit when it comes to forecasting, being able to track where the heaviest thunderstorms are in real time in your area, whether it be in one of these videos or when I'm actually live and we're tracking either strong to severe storms or tropical systems in your area, to be able to look at this lightning data in real time. Super excited to bring it to you. It's again another difference here at Meteo Mundo. So we hope you like that, all the different unique things that we can bring you. And if you like that, do me a big favor, click that like button right now. I appreciate it. So let us use that lightning data and get into what's happening right now. We have a rough situation developing in portions of Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, where we have ongoing flash flooding as we speak. First of all, this moisture axis, this huge moisture plume, is developing just south of the Dominican Republic, south and west of Puerto Rico, but it's really beginning to move right over places like San Juan and the eastern sides of the island, and really the rain has been exceptional. And now actually we're not just dealing with some heavy rain, now we're dealing with more intense thunderstorms on this late Friday afternoon, even moving into the southern sides of the island towards Ponce, now slipping over towards St. Croix, Christiansted, a lot of lightning there. The coastal islands there, Vieques and Culebra, on over towards the Esperanza area there, and then off towards the east. And you can see again when I zoom in the lightning strike data here, and this is a loop over the last 6 hours. What you see in the lightning strike number is in this view that I'm showing you. How many lightning strikes are there? And you can see the ramp up of the number as we get into the later half of the afternoon. It's an extremely tenuous situation in this area. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at some of the watches and warnings that are currently in effect. So I can also zoom in to the northeast side of the island, and I'm actually going to pause this here on the loop real quick. So give me just 1 second here. Let me pause this and get out to what's happening in the here and now, because we continue to see flash flood warnings issued for the northeast side of the island. It does include areas like San Juan and Carolina on over towards Fajardo. Again, and I actually have just off screen, I have a tablet which I've actually got the National Weather Service and San Juan's bulletin up. So I do want to read this. So there's flash flood warnings ongoing for many areas. First of all, in this part of Puerto Rico, they've already had 1 to 4 inches of rain, at least 2 more inches, but in a lot of areas, even more than that is likely. So we have flash flood warnings in these areas until 6 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. They could be extended. They include Fajardo County, Toa Alta, and Toa Baja counties. We have one for Rio Grande County. I'm just going down the list, guys. Canovanas, Carolina, Loaiza, Trujillo Alto counties, and then San Juan County, all in the northeast side. And this does actually now include Bayamon, Catano, and Guaynabo counties as well. So multiple areas, flash flood warnings in effect. We can look, I'm going to take off real quickly the satellite data. We're going to pop on over to our live NexRad data. So this is going to be the radar out of San Juan. And again, we've got the lightning data on here. Let me get rid of the flash flood warnings because there's so many of them. They're actually clustering things up here. So give me just 1 second. Let me pull those off the screen. Okay, those go away. So now you're looking at the live radar. I'm going to move the lightning strike count up here so you can see why we have the flash flood warnings currently in effect for the northern side of Puerto Rico. And the rain, look, extends from Arecibo to Vega Baja, Dorado, San Juan, and then off towards the east. Now there's a little bit of a cut. I can actually switch the elevation here. That way we're not cutting over land. So I'm a little bit higher up in the atmosphere now, but you get the idea. Now, all of this heavy rain is beginning to extend farther and farther off towards the east. So all of the eastern portions of Puerto Rico, and again, we don't have the radar data here, but you can see all the lightning strikes over St. Croix. It's extremely wet in this area. It's an extremely dangerous situation, to be quite honest. So the flood watch continues all the way through Sunday afternoon. But again, warnings are in effect right now. Warnings last a few hours. Sometimes the watches can last for days when we're talking about flooding. Now, again, all of this information is from the National Weather Service in San Juan. I always encourage you to check in with local officials, your local government. They will have the most updated information for you. But for my friends in Puerto Rico, you should expect the opportunity for heavy rain to continue to move across the area. And of course, the U.S. Virgin Islands included in this. In total, 2 to 4 inches of rain, but some 6 to 8 inch spots. And again, some areas have already had upwards of 4 inches of rain. The flash flooding threat will continue with the urban and the small stream flooding threat as well. So it sets up to be a very rough remainder of this Friday into at least the early part of Sunday. Tomorrow looks to be very wet across the island as well. So I'm going to monitor the situation. Let me zoom back out to the wide shot here. Get back on the lightning data, and there's a couple of other spots I want to mention. I want to get back over to Jamaica right now because we've seen a few showers and storms crop up on this late Friday afternoon. And again, with the new live lightning data, we can take a look at this in real time, guys. So as we've gotten into the last couple of hours here, we've seen a few lightning strikes right across places like Mandeville and Maypen. It's been really a nice blow up of storms across the area. But again, lightning is going to be a threat. There's not nearly as concentrated lightning over Jamaica right now, but there's been a good blow up of storms in the central and the eastern part of the island. Ocho Rios, Kingston, Port Moore, Spanish Town on over towards Old Harbor. Again, this enhanced infrared imagery lets me know that these cloud tops are exceptionally high, indicative of the thunderstorm activity. Now, we've seen these showers and storms actually develop on the northwest side of the island and then track off towards the east. But again, nice little cluster of storms, south central portions of the island, right over Mandeville and Maypen. My friends in Jamaica, if you catch one of those, let me know. And again, you're seeing this real-time lightning data. It's been a little bit quieter, thankfully, through most of Hispaniola today. It's not going to stay that way, unfortunately, but we'll take whatever reprieve from some of the heaviest rain that we're going to get. Now, one area that has been kind of slammed is the eastern tip of the island, Punta Cana. I've seen a lot of lightning strikes there with passing showers and storms, including the La Romana area as far northwest as Samana. But Punta Cana has certainly had the roughest weather in the Dominican Republic all day long. Tracking this activity on over towards the Leeward Islands, we've had some storms develop just north of Anguilla. Generally speaking, again, it's been a little bit drier as of now, but my friends in the Leeward Islands, you look at this moisture axis and all of this lightning, and this is moving your way overnight and into Saturday. So that is something that we're going to have to contend with as we start off our weekend. The moisture is spottier from Guadeloupe off towards the south. Places like Dominica and Martinique, certainly a passing shower or two is possible. Also seeing some moisture bubble up over Trinidad and Tobago. Can't rule out a couple of evening showers. But again, generally speaking, it's been a little bit drier, especially for the Windward Islands. Another slug of moisture coming right over the ABC Islands. Big blow up of showers and storms there for Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. There's the Aruba area. Let me get over to Bonaire and Curacao as well. So again, not as much lightning with this, but certainly some rain developing here for the ABC Islands. Now, as has been the case, the farther north and west that you go throughout our area, the drier it has been. It's been a basically dry forecast for Central America so far, including my friends in Honduras and Nicaragua and Belize, coastal Guatemala, and the Cancun area. It's been quiet right now through portions of the Cayman Islands as well, and we're looking nice through the Bahamas. And again, really just needed to focus on this potential problem spot that will continue to be a problem spot as well. All right, so let's get into, you know what, real quickly here before I get off of the live data, let me just throw on the winds real quickly as well. So those are going to pop on here in just a second. Obviously, in these areas, boaters want to be extremely, extremely cautious, right? We've had the gusty winds, but at the same point in time, the thunderstorms are going to plague this area as well. And so surf and sea conditions will be going back up through the northern Leeward Islands, obviously the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and portions of Hispaniola, scattered showers and storms across Jamaica as well. So just keep that in mind for any mariners out there. Otherwise, again, in the very broad perspective, I don't see a lot of strong winds here. At this point in time, again, our system, and it's not tropical, but it has a ton of moisture with it, is moving off towards the north and to the east, but very, very slowly. All right, so let's see how this plays out, guys. I'm going to switch over to the rain, and as I'm doing so, again, I hope you liked what you just saw. It's just another feature I'm really excited about as we get closer to hurricane season, to be able to track in real time that lightning. It's going to be really beneficial. So give me a like. I would appreciate that. And if you're not a subscriber to Meteo Mundo and you want your latest forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's get into the 5-day forecast rainfall wise. And coming up, I will have the island by island outlook for your rain chances over the weekend. So first thing I want to do, yep, we're good. Just want to make sure I had the right. Actually, you know what? I want to show this different model first, and then we'll switch over that model in a second. This one model I've been showing you the last couple of days, I feel like has really done much better in what this system has become. The other model is just too dry for what's happening right now. I've got a lot of different computer models I can look at. I try and parse out what I think is going to give you guys the best benefit and obviously the most accurate forecast. So let's take a look at this forecast over the weekend. Now, we're going to see just extremely wet weather for this entire area. And we'll break this down. You know what I'm going to end up doing? I'm going to show you this wide shot, and then we'll break it down island by island. But again, even as we try and dry out on Sunday, okay? Even as we try and dry out on Sunday, which is the 5th, look what happens as we get into the 6th. More moisture comes back in, and it's going to get wet right with another snap of a finger. So, you know, I trying to be optimistic and say, hey, we're going to get a little bit drier weather here on Sunday, but I don't think it's going to last very long. So first of all, I just want to mention for the Cayman Islands, a few showers could slip into your area on Sunday. Your drive for tomorrow, the 4th, rain will be moving back into the eastern portions of the island on Sunday, at least in a scattered variety, and then some of that rain sticking around for Monday as well. For my friends in Jamaica, we continue with the opportunity for daily showers and storms, very area dependent still, but a ton of moisture in place. Now, look, if they develop as late as it did today, temperatures will still be able to get to around 90 degrees in a lot of spots. It's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy. Keep that in mind. But obviously, please be aware of the lightning threat here. As far as the opportunity for rain goes, it's a pretty high chance each and every day. You can see the showers moving in, spotty rain as we pick up tomorrow afternoon. Then those showers and a few storms blow up as we get into the early evening hours. A few showers are possible overnight into Sunday morning. You know, relatively speaking, Sunday and into Monday, this rain continues. And again, on Monday, nice little slug of moisture moving back in. The heavy rain chances will continue for Jamaica. Relatively high rain chances the next several days. Oops, sorry about that. I zoomed in way too close. Just close your eyes. Okay, so for Hispaniola, we had a little bit drier day today outside of eastern Dominican Republic, so that's not bad. Tomorrow, the rain begins to kind of march back in, at least in a wider variety. Now, it could still be relatively spotty for tomorrow. That's good, but more coverage across the island for tomorrow. An isolated shower or storm is possible. Sunday, again, it starts to look like it dries out a little bit. And you're like, okay, that moisture's moving away. We're doing okay. But here's the problem. Guess what? There's another trough coming in from the west. The ample moisture is already in place. Look what happens on Monday. The rain coverage and the intensity goes right back up. It's going to be another wet day. Now, what I hope is that we get enough dry hours between now and this rain coming in on Monday where we try and alleviate some of the flooding threat throughout Haiti and the Dominican Republic, right? We're not going to get rid of it all. You know, we're going to have rivers that are going to be relatively high. Soil's still going to be somewhat wet. There's still going to be some elevated water here and there, but at least we might try and have a 48 to 60 hour break from really some of the heaviest rain. But the bottom line I want to impart to my friends in the Dominican Republic is just because it breaks apart a little bit over the weekend, we're not drying out in general. The wet weather moves back in on Monday. Same thing for my friends, by the way, in the Turks and the Caicos as well. You're still just north of the heaviest slug of moisture, but certainly more passing showers and higher rain chances approach your area again on Monday. All right, my friends, and where we have the biggest concern right now, which is Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, it just stays wet. That's basically the forecast, guys. Waves of rain, a few storms, lightning is a possibility, obviously, with that. You saw that. Again, it might dry out a bit as we get into late Sunday and Monday. At this point in time, the flood watch goes away on Sunday afternoon, but might they have to extend it? It's a possibility. This is Monday, and you can see the wet weather that's still in place even as we get into early Tuesday morning. And all of this in the Dominican Republic, in a general sense, is forecast to slide off to the east. I hope that some of it gets north of the island, but you get the idea that we are just inundated in what's going to be a wet forecast. Now, for the northern side of the Leeward Islands, I mentioned that rain is coming your way. I'm going to let the model run over one more time, and then when it gets back to the beginning, we're going to play this out. So, the opportunity on this model for some of the heaviest rain to begin to move in to places like Anguilla, St. Bartholomew, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbuda, Antigua, and Montserrat as early as this evening. This is 11 o'clock tonight, that first round of heavier rain moving in. Obviously, some lightning will more than likely go along with it. It will be more scattered in nature tomorrow, but the rain chances do remain fairly high. Then as we get into Sunday, again, still enough moisture around to provide a few showers, but just like Puerto Rico, drying out a bit. And then on Monday, more rain tries to move back in into early Tuesday as well. So my greatest concern for this area is going to be in the short term, starting late tonight through at least the first half of Saturday for widespread heavier showers and storms. My friends in these areas, please keep that in mind. Montserrat is included in all of this. You get a little bit farther south, Guadalupe, towards Dominica, we just don't have the coverage of the rain there. Even your winds are going to be a little bit more out of the east. And so for Martinique and St. Lucia and Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Tobago, Trinidad, Guyana, everything is drier. Still a few showers out there. In this particular area, let me do one thing real quickly here. I need to change my model for just 1 second because this model gives me a little bit wider coverage. And I'm going to bring that in. And in this area, you can see that we'll have a rogue shower or two. Okay, so many dry hours and locations. It's not going to be completely dry though. But again, you don't have that moisture concentration as areas to your north and to the west. Obviously, it's been fairly hot in these areas. I hope you catch a couple of these showers to help cool things off a little bit as well. As I've mentioned for the ABC Islands here, it's going to stay wet. We'll continue to see passing showers at least in the short term. But again, this is kind of one of the areas where some of this moisture is actually being generated from coming off the northern coastline of the mainland. So when I zoom this out a little bit, and you can just see the lift, the south to north lift of some of this rain. So I do expect the ABC Islands to continue with some shower chances each of the next 4 days. It's not going to be as concentrated and heavy as areas to the north where that surface trough is elongated and is providing more lift in the atmosphere. But you get the idea that the central and the eastern sides of the Caribbean, very, very wet. Now, it's a different story for the western part of this. And I can show you this with our upper water level water vapor imagery here, okay? The greens and the blues are your moisture-laden air. When you get just west of Jamaica, even southwest Caribbean, northwest Caribbean, the Bahamas, all that red is drier air. So the rain chance in these areas just simply isn't going to be as high. We just don't have the moisture that's going to be situated in this area. So for the remainder of my friends everywhere else, it's mainly about fair weather, enjoying it. Watch out for the heat in places like inland Belize and Honduras and Nicaragua. Temperatures there in some spots have been able to reach the triple digits like San Ignacio for the next few days. Cancun and Cozumel looks lovely if you got any plans there. For my friends in the Bahamas, again, I think the term is rogue showers. That's what I would use. There will be a few showers trying to sneak in with this easterly breeze over the weekend, but generally speaking, it looks great. I wouldn't be changing any plans. I wouldn't be changing any boating plans. The east breeze could kick up a few swells along the eastern sides of the island. This is our high resolution model here in the Bahamas. And again, for the northwest Bahamas, again, I can't say it's going to be completely dry, but I would not be concerned. We could see a few showers over Grand Bahama and Freeport and Lucaya and High Rock, and portions of Abaco could see a spotty shower or two. As I've mentioned, the moisture is more prominent, especially in the southeast Bahamas and into the Turks and Caicos. So south of New Providence, into the Georgetown, Clarencetown area, those are the areas in the Bahamas with a better chance for rain. So here's how this does play out. For the Northwest Bahamas, 20% chance for showers every day. Can't rule out a few showers, that's about it. ABC Islands, again, a little bit better chance for tomorrow on Saturday, still 40% chance on Sunday, but these are some of the highest numbers we've seen in quite some time there. Obviously, wet weather for places like Antigua and Barbuda and the Leeward Islands in general. Very high chances late tonight through your Saturday, still a 50% chance on Sunday. The Dominican Republic, some of this is about how widespread the rain is going to be, but the other part of that is how heavy some of that rain is going to be. The intensity could be fairly intense portions of tomorrow, drier Sunday, and again, I do expect it to turn wet and stormy again for Monday. We'll slip down to Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Obviously, excessive rain is a big threat there. That's something I'll be monitoring. And then scattered showers for Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago, not included. And I always include you guys, my friends in Jamaica. Again, your rain chance each day is 50 to 60% chance through your Sunday. Let's talk about how much rain we're going to get in our area. So again, we look at this total precipitation map and we continue to see extremely impressive totals. And every time I've shown you this map, I feel like the numbers continue to climb. It's because the moisture continues to get higher and it's not moving much. You know, we just have waves of rain developing here. So now when we're looking at Jamaica, it's nearly island wide. Nearly island wide. You're looking at 2 inches of rain between now and let's say Tuesday, maybe early Wednesday, but generally speaking, most of this falls between now and either Monday or Tuesday. Now that's around 50 millimeters of rain, 2 inches are right around 50 millimeters. Very impressive stuff. And again, it's almost island wide. The model is still very aggressive as it has been through portions of Hispaniola. Even Lacaille is now getting close to 3 inches of rain. But as we get towards these oranges, guys, and inland portions of both Haiti and the Dominican Republic, it gets to be a situation that we have to just continue to monitor. And again, if you live in these areas, let me know. One saving grace, I hope, is that we dry out a bit between now and Monday, because again, more heavy rain is more than likely coming in. So a lot of this will start to pick back up Monday and into Tuesday. For my friends in Puerto Rico, and again, all the white, you know what that means? 3 to 4 inches of rain. And I want to be clear, this is between now and the 8th. So it does not include anything that fell yesterday. So this is additional rain. And I think this goes right along with what the Weather Service is saying out of San Juan, that we've had 4 inches of rain in some spots, 1 to 4, an additional 2 to 3, maybe 4 more inches, which gets you to that 4 to 8 total in a couple of spots. Again, these are additional rainfall totals, big old swath, and we average this of about 2 to 4 more inches of rain. The rain is going to pick up in Anguilla, St. Bartholomew, and Ceiba. You can see those totals. St. Martin included in that. St. Kitts and Nevis. There's Barbuda. There's Antigua. I think, again, we average this out to a really solid 1.5 inches to maybe 2.5 inches of rain. Montserrat will catch some of the heavier showers, and then we start to see that total drop off. And again, relatively quickly, it drops off. So passing showers for Guadeloupe and just simply not as much rain for places like Martinique and areas off to the south, all of the other areas that I included. If there's one spot that we might catch a couple of heavier showers, it might be Trinidad and Tobago, because some of that moisture is lifting up from the south, and that could provide a little bit more rain there. The ABC Islands, again, just one of those areas that will continue to see spotty rain. And by the time it's all said and done, you know, passing showers over the next 5 days, you get yourself 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain in a lot of spots. And areas off towards the west, it's a lot drier. Boy, it's kind of feast or famine, isn't it, guys? Let me clear this off real quick. It's kind of just feast or famine in our area, but there's a lot of heavy rain and the flood concern, especially for our friends in Puerto Rico and portions of the Virgin Islands. All right, guys, you know you can catch us through all of social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, X. We are on Facebook. I've got an email address. You want to send me a picture or video. And if you do have some interesting weather in your area, I would love to be able to show a picture or video from your area on one of these videos. Send it to, get off the screen again, Rusty, myMediaMundo@gmail.com. Did you like the lightning? What'd you think about that? I am super excited to show you that to you guys on a daily basis. So thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you so much for subscribing. Have a great rest of your day. I'll keep you updated. I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.